Yo guys, I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to make a Ken Carson Starboy type beat, and let's get into it. So the first thing I did was create this chord progression right here, and as you can see from what I highlighted, it's actually a really basic chord progression. It's just these 3 chords, and then I just added accent notes to like make it different and like spice it up. And it's not the same thing copied over. As you can see, I have G sharp here and then a G here, and then at the end I have different notes playing as well. But yeah, I just created like a cool chord progression because this is pretty much gonna be playing throughout the whole beat, so you don't want it to be boring. Then I went and copied the bass notes or the root notes of the chord progression and copied it into a bass sound. Then I started with my leads, and I found this really grungy, really like distorted lead, and I thought that it fit with the Xman theme a lot, so I kept it in. And yeah, it just makes the beat sound a lot harder, a lot more grungier, and it's pretty simple. I just copied the same pattern over twice. Then I went into Purity and found the classic like sine lead, and I created this really like catchy pattern. And like I've always said, like creating short little notes and then a long note makes the melody like a lot like bouncier and catchier, so that's like a little trick. And with my sine leads, I like to like overlap them because it makes them sound a lot more smooth. And then finally we have this melody, and once again I went with the theory of like creating short notes at first and then going into long notes, just to, like make it catchier and stuff, you know, like Starboy and Out of Town, like they use this technique a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole melody, so let's get into the drums. So this is my hi-hat pattern, and as you can see, it's pretty simple, but it's also pretty spaced out. I basically just removed a few hi-hats to like create like extra bounce and like make like the drop into like the next like little pattern to be a lot harder. And then I just added some triplets, you know, added some rolls, and yeah, kept it simple. Then I added my clap, and this is like the first time that I actually like did something special with my claps. I didn't have a snare or anything, so I just like used the clap as like my snare and created like a classic like little bouncy pattern. But I also went to the panning and changed up the padding and changed up the pan of like the notes that aren't usually there. So usually it hits in the middle of the bar, so the ones that like I added for that extra bounce, I changed the panning of them. So yeah, here I'll let you listen. Low-key, this is inspired by Come On by Yeet, but whatever. And then I also added this little open hat pattern. And yeah, that's pretty much all the percussion, you know, kept it really basic. So let's get into the 808s. So for the main 808 of this beat, I kept it really basic. I just followed the root notes of the melody, which is just like the bass notes of my chord progression. And I didn't include like the C because I didn't really want to. But yeah, I kept it really basic. As you can see, I basically just went A, F, A, F. So for my second 808, it's a little more complex. I just did it to like add energy to the beat, like Jetson Made and stuff always like adds like a bunch of 808s to like just change up the beat and like make the crowd go crazy. But yeah, here you go, I'll let you listen. All I did to my 808s was boost the EQ, turn into a box, and then turn on cut self. Then for the rest of my mixing, I just added a soft clipper onto the master. Then I have this EQ on my chord progression and my bass. And then for all of my leads, I have this EQ. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole beat. Then I just went ahead and arranged it. So I started out with a hook right here. Then I went into the verse, and then I went into the hook again. And then I just created like a really short verse this time. And then I went straight back into the hook and then a little outro. So yeah, man, that's pretty much the whole beat. If you guys enjoyed or were inspired, please make sure to leave a like and sub. I drop videos like this every single day. And with that being said, here's the full beat.